أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة على أهلها. The personality of Imam Hussain alayhi salam does not require any introduction, because since we know that Imam Hussein's personality is a great personality. The personality of Imam Hussain alayhi salam is beyond religion, color, space and time. The people who know Imam Hussain alayhi salam, they do realize that the life of Imam Hussain alayhi salam had started in his very young age, when he was a very young boy. At the time of Imam Ali alayhi salam, he participated in several battles with his father and fought in Battle of Siffin, Nahirwan and Jamal. When in 40 age, Imam Ali alayhi salam got killed. At that time, Imam Hassan alayhi salam took the reign of Imamat. And it was Imam Hussain alayhi salam who served for Imam Hassan alayhi salam up to his death. When Imam Hassan alayhi salam in 50 age got poisoned by Muawiyah, at that time Imam Hussain alayhi salam took the responsibility of Imamat. But as he had seen the time and the situation was very difficult for him at the time of Imam Hassan alayhi salam because of Muawiyah, who wanted to systematically dismantle Islam, Imam Hussain alayhi salam in 60 age, when Muawiyah died and Yazid became the successor of Muawiyah, he wrote letter to his wali in Medina, Walid, and asked for oath of allegiance from Imam Hussain alayhi salam. When Imam Hussain alayhi salam got this news, he became very, very disturbed. And then Walid called Imam Hussain alayhi salam to Darul Imara and informed him about the death of Muawiyah. And he said that Yazid want oath of allegiance. Imam Hussain alayhi salam made a statement which is historical statement. He didn't say that Hussain cannot give oath of allegiance to Yazid, but he said, Inna misli la yubayo mislah. A man like me. He set an example for the people who follow him, who love him. He said, a man like me can never give oath of allegiance, a man like Yazid. And after that event, Imam Hussain alayhi salam realized that the life is going to be very difficult for him. And he did not want to violate the sanctuary of Medina. So that's why, because it was the Madinatul Rasul, it was the city of the Holy Prophet. And it was very holy city. So that's why Imam Hussain alayhi salam decided to leave Medina. He visited his followers, his relatives, and wanted to leave Medina. First he came to the grave of the Holy Prophet and wept and prayed to Allah, oh my God, you know, this is the grave of the Holy Prophet and I am his daughter's son. I have decided to take a stand for Amr bil Maruf wa Nahi anil Munkar. Please strengthen myself to take a stand against Yazid. And then he left Medina and went to Makkah with his family, with his children. When he reached to Makkah, at that time he stayed at the house of Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib. People from all around the Arabia, they started to visit Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And they gave oath of allegiance and they ensured their loyalty to Imam Hussain alayhi salam, that they are not going to accept anyone else except Imam Hussain alayhi salam as their Imam, as their leader. And then when this news reached to Yazid, that the people of Makkah have given the oath of allegiance to Imam Hussain alayhi salam, Yazid became very worried and confused. And then this time, Imam Hussain alayhi salam received lots of letters from different cities like Basra and Kufa. The thousands of letters, they stated that they are going to die, but they will never accept anyone, their Imam, except Imam Hussain alayhi salam. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam had no power, no strength to take a stand against Yazid, but he wanted to stand for Amr bil Maruf wa Nahy anil Munkar. And it was Imam Hussain alayhi salam, when he received the letter, and some other people also came and joined Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and they wanted to convince Imam Hussain alayhi salam that there is no use of fight. Why are you going to fight? Yazid is very powerful. So they knew that Yazid, about Yazid's character. Who was Yazid? The histories are filled with the character of Yazid. That the Yazid was a womanizer, Yazid was a drinker, Yazid was a gambler, and Yazid systematically wanted to dismantle the Islam. They knew, all the Muslim world, they knew about the character of Yazid. And they knew about the position of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, that Imam Hussain alayhi salam is a grandson of the Holy Prophet. He is the present Imam, and he will lead them toward Hidayat, toward Noor, toward the real guidance, toward the right path. And when he received the lots of letters at that time, but some people wrote letter to Yazid that the situation would be difficult for you if the people will accept Imam Hussain alayhi salam as their Imam. At that time, Yazid was afraid of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and he sent Amrul As. Amrul As was a very cunning man and shrewd politician. He sent Amrul As to Makkah, and he ordered him to kill Imam Hussain alayhi salam in the Makkah. When Imam Hussain alayhi salam got this news, it was a time of Hajj. Can you imagine? The people from all the cities of Arabia and the city of all the world, they were coming to perform the Hajj. In the meantime, because Imam Hussain alayhi salam did not want to violate the sanctuary of the Holy Kaaba, Quran says, Man dakhalahu kana amina. Whoever enters in the Holy Kaaba, his life, his property, his possession would be saved. And that's why if Imam Hussain alayhi salam would have been killed in the Holy Kaaba or in the holy city of Makkah, it was violation of the rule of Allah. And Imam Hussain alayhi salam was a leader of pious. He was an Imam. He could realize. That's why Imam Hussain alayhi salam decided, in the meantime, when the people were entering to the Kaaba, to the Makkah, to perform the holy Hajj, Imam Hussain alayhi salam changed his Ihram Hajj to Ihram Umrah and left the Makkah. And the people of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, the family members of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, headed to Iraq. When they, on the second Muharram, they reached to Karbala. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam decided to leave Makkah, and he headed with his friend and family to Iraq. And Imam Hussain alayhi salam made a statement. So he knew that he is going to die, but he wanted to give the life to Islam. And he made a statement, In kana deenu Muhammadin lam yastaqim illa biqatli faya suyufu khuzini. If the deen of my grandfather cannot survive without my death, without my martyrdom, so, oh sword, I am ready to die. In kana deenu Muhammadin lam yastaqim illa biqatli faya suyufu khuzini. Imam Hussain alayhi salam had already realized that he is going to die, but he wanted to give the life to Islam. There are several questions. What was the reason? Why did Imam Hussain alayhi salam decide? What was the reason of this revolution? What was the motive of this moment? Why Imam Hussain alayhi salam stood up against Yazid? So there are, if you look at the history of Yazid, then you will find the reasons. Who was Yazid? He was the son of Muawiyah. He was a gambler. He was a drinker. He was a womanizer. Even the great companion of the Holy Prophet, they knew about the character of the Yazid. And Yazid wanted to systematically dismantle Islam. He wanted to change the face of Islam. And if you look at the religion of Yazid, then you will find it corroborates It's this his sentence. He said, "Laibat banul Hashim bil mulk, fala wahyun ja wala khabarun nazal." He said this was the just play of Bani Hashim. They played for taking kingdom, for taking reign of kingdom. Laibat banul Hashim bil fala wahyun ja. There was no revelation. Wala khabarun nazal. There was no prophet, there was no revelation. That means Yazid did not believe in Islam. He did not believe in Quran. And Imam Hussein wanted to show the face of Yazid to the Muslims. And it was very strange. The society had totally changed. The face of Islam had totally changed. If you look at the people who came to Makkah to convince Imam Hussein alayhi salam that there's no use of fighting, why are you taking a stand against Yazid? That means the people knew about Yazid's character, Yazid's behavior, and he was claiming to be a caliph, successor of the Holy Prophet. But they were still not ready, reluctant to fight Yazid. The second, the general level of the nation was very low. And this was the responsibility of Imam Hussein alayhi salam to increase their faith, to revive the Islam, and to strengthen their heart. The general level of the nation was very low. Islam was on their tongue, not in their heart. They loved to live luxurious life. And the spirit at the time of the Holy Prophet, they were ready to fight, they were ready to sacrifice everything for the sake of Islam, was totally destroyed. Imam Hussein alayhi salam wanted to revive this spirit again. And thirdly, there was a need for any leader to stand up and to change the mind of the people. And this was a responsibility of an imam to introduce the meaning of imamat, the meaning of real guidance, the meaning of successorship of Holy Prophet. And another thing, this is not a duty of a Muslim just to be good, but this is a duty, this is a general responsibility of every Muslim. Every Muslim is responsible toward himself and toward his society. It is not good to be a good, but in Islam, it is highly recommended to make your society good. And we call it Amr bil Maruf wa Nahi anil Munkar, enjoining the good deed and forbid the evil. And Imam Hussein alayhi salam took a stand for this. He wanted to make Amr bil Maruf and Nahi anil Munkar. And if you look at the history of Karbala, then you will find the reality of Karbala. Believe me, if there was no Karbala, there was no Islam. It was Imam Hussein alayhi salam who just not saved the Islam, but saved humanity. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.